Please subscribe.
The Littler 2019 Audi Q3 distills the automaker's most recent hybrid shape down to a Littler bundle. With an octagonal grille acquired from the a lot greater Q8, the new 2019 Q3 is generally brave and a flight. Sold in Premium, Premium Plus, and Prestige trims, the 2019 Audi Q3 procures a 6.2 by and large appraising. The greatest changes probably won't be clear from the start, be that as it may. With the 2019 Q3, Audi has changed its entrance-level hybrid SUV to the cutting-edge MQB measured design that currently supports the heft of VW and Audi models. The new stage implies that the Q3's wheelbase extends by about 3.8 inches, while its general length is up by around 4 creeps to 176.6 inches. The overhauled Q3 is likewise about an inch more extensive than its forerunner. That gives the Q3 a bigger impression than its immediate opponents, which incorporate subcompact hybrid SUVs, for example, the BMW X1, Mercedes-Benz GLA-Class, and Volvo XC40. The newly discovered circumference receives rewards inside, where the five-situate Q3's most extreme load volume checks in at 48 cubic feet and where its sliding back seat flexes helpfully among traveler and freight space. In advance, a 10.1-inch touchscreen for infotainment rules the Q3's dashboard on expensive adaptations, it's enveloped by a meager silver hexagon that echoes the hybrid's grille. The Q3 gets Audi's most recent infotainment framework, which incorporates Apple CarPlay and Android Auto similarity in addition to Google Earth Maps for the accessible route framework. A 15-speaker Bang and Olufsen sound framework is accessible, so is orange paint and orange inside trim, in the event that you like some orange with your orange. Instead of ordinary simple measures, the Q3 highlights a standard advanced instrument bunch and a widescreen adaptation that is named Virtual Cockpit because of its capacity to show route on the fly. Underhood, the Q3 sports a 228-strength turbo 4 combined to a 8-speed programmed transmission and standard all-wheel drive. Taking care of is enthusiastic, the powertrain is spirited if not excessively smooth to downshift, and it very well may be shod with 20-inch wheels, in the event that you like somewhat jolting effects to go with the generally deft, liquid feel. On the security front, the Q3 accompanies programmed crisis braking with passerby and cyclist discovery, and can be fitted with versatile voyage control and dynamic path control. An Encompass camera framework shows up on costly forms, as completes a recreation center help framework that can opening the Q3 into parking spots at the press of a catch. The Q3's loaded with new sight to behold, yet the body intrigues us not exactly the cockpit. We believe it's a 6 for style, with the additional bring up out for the general, tech substantial inside. The most recent Q3 does what all the most recent Audis have done, it takes a comparative shape and enhances it with all the more barely recognizable differences and wrinkles and bends. It's bustling work for a structure bunch that hit its walk with its last age of vehicles. It appears progressively significant, particularly at the back quarters where it takes on traces of Bentley, for goodness sake. The front end has a progressively vertical plan for its air admissions and grille ribs, while the LED headlights cut keyholes into the hood and bumpers and 20-inch wheels verge on off-color. From the cleaner expectations of its perky hatchback body, the to some degree overstyled Q3 transforms into something of a toadhound part partner, part adornment. We'll fanboy progressively over the Q3's Lodge, which in its most affordable adaptations has attractive aluminum trim, pica-wide metallic rings around its controls, attractive and sharp top-quality screens that hit the dance floor within a hurry, Google Earth Maps in top forms, even dayshine orange trim joined over the dash. Audi's moved bit by bit away from the starkness of its later inside looks, and the blends that can beauty the Q3's inside give it a young gleam that the sheet metal can't coordinate. The 2019 Q3 is Audi's most tossable vehicle beside the soon-to-resign TT. A kind of VW GDI short the tacky duds, it's vivacious and energetic and simple to drive rapidly. We give it a 7, with additional focuses for its better than expected power and dealing with. The Q3 folds its etched hood over VW's most recent 2.0-liter Turbo 4, which loses 228 HP and 258 pound-feet of torque in this emphasis. Those numbers have risen 28 and 51, separately, and hurl the Q3 to 60 miles per hour more rapidly than any time in recent memory. 7.0 seconds, Audi claims, with the top speed set at 130 miles per hour. It's sort of stunning, given that it gauges a few hundred pounds more than the past vehicle. At around 3,900 pounds it's cut evidently from a solitary ingot of cholesterol. The Turbo 4 has its very own real existence. It snarls like a chihuahua that is seen you take its preferred toy. The 8-speed program that puts that bratty growl to the cold earth through standard all-wheel drive could utilize some better habits. It knocks off movements like it's punching in a time card. Any physically activated move swallows through the drivetrain like a hard swallow. The AWD framework parts power front to raise basically for better footing, not for a beast truck rally. Fiddle with the Q3's drive modes and the Q3 takes a somewhat progressively sharp powertrain set, however the swagger and connection suspension doesn't change. We wouldn't call it a persistent similarity. The street feel that all VW Group conservative autos have it's and all the more consoling, ameliorating one. It doesn't stray a long way from the Q5 or A4, and the Q3's tune has a comparably charming rigidity. It talks over knocks and reprimands them like it's called a thick elastic band, at that point jumps through curves like it's chasing for a truffle. There's around zero input in its directing, yet it remains focused alright, better in sport mode just barely, yet the deadness doesn't bring down the Q3's agile, inline skate self-control. The patched up Q3 is a gainer. It's become more extensive and more, which makes for a grown-up estimated rearward sitting arrangement and model freight space. We rate it 7 for solace and utility. The Q3 currently checks in at 176.6 inches long, and rides on a 105.5-inch wheelbase that is 3.8 inches longer between the wheels, and it's for the most part committed to secondary lounge room. The Q3's additionally more extensive by 0.7 inches and taller by January 5 inches. The additions have raised it from subcompact limbo. In front, the Q3's supple, cowhide cut game seats have all the snugly warmth Germany can assemble, only clad in dim calf skin. Audi manages a lot of headroom and detachable shoulder room. Just the driver's seat is control customizable on base models, yet different models include traveler seat power and all trims have warmed front seats. We didn't evaluate Audi's base seat, so ensure you do. Just the most costly autos get the game basins. The Q3's rearward sitting arrangement has extended considerably increasingly, just for the better, and it slides on a track of 5.9 inches, for generally excellent adaptability among travelers and freight. Head and shoulder space for two grown UPS make no statements of regret, yet the seat base is cut entirely far inboard, so 3 individuals won't be agreeable for long treks. The back seat backs crease down for 48 cubic feet of load space on the whole. With the back seat up and in its rearmost position, the Q3 holds 18.7 cubic feet. It's 23.73D shapes with the seat pushed ahead on its track. The back seat's practically adequate to pick up an additional point here, and similar remains constant for quality. Audi finishes the Q3's extra large with splendid orange trim or wood and two-tone calf skin, for a charge, and the woven manufactured main event looks incredible and feels like it will last a million years. It's moderately completed, with grand fit. Each Q3 accompanies forward crash alerts with programmed crisis braking. Base vehicles can be fitted with versatile journey control, path takeoff alerts, an Encompass C camera framework, vulnerable side screens, and front and back leaving sensors. Progressively costly models make a few, yet not all, of that standard. Outward vision is okay in the Q3, however thick back columns and tall rearward sitting arrangement headrests slice into the view to the back quarters. Audi has pared down the Q3's setups for the new model year, however all are well prepared, and the most recent Audi infotainment interface functions admirably. It is anything but an excellent worth, nor is its guarantee prominent, and choices are to some degree thin. Given all that, we score the 2019 Q3 a 7 out of 10 for highlights. Standard hardware on the $35,695 Q3 Premium base model incorporates power includes, an all-encompassing rooftop, a 10.3-inch advanced instrument show and a 8.8-inch focus touchscreen, LED headlights, 18-inch wheels, calfskin upholstery, an 8-way control driver situate, warmed front seats, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto similarity with an AM/FM recipient, and keyless start. Choices incorporate a 12.3-inch measure show Audi's virtual cockpit and a 10.1-inch focus touchscreen that acknowledges written by hand input, a B&O 3D sound framework, versatile journey control and an Encompass camera framework. Backside airbags are $350, a $1,600 group incorporates satellite radio, front and back stopping sensors, path flight admonitions and vulnerable side screens. A S-line trim group is $1,300 and incorporates 19-inch haggles entryway ledges. Gracious, and in the event that you need something besides white or orange paint, it'll cost $595. The $38,795 Premium Plus has a large portion of what we need and couple of excesses. Among Q3s, it's the worth decision. It picks up a power customizable front traveler seat, front and back stopping sensors, vulnerable side screens and path flight alerts, satellite radio, and full LED headlights. The S-Line trim bundle is $1,300, while route and the widescreen measures with mapping are $2,000. A 15-speaker, 680-watt B&O sound framework costs $850, and versatile Voyage is $800. The $43,895 Prestige gets standard S-Line trim, the virtual cockpit screen and a bigger 10.1-inch focus screen, the Bang and Olufsen sound framework, versatile journey control, the Encompass camera framework, and surrounding inside lighting. Game seat.